Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to do a deep dive into something I found super interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's this training institute in Germany called the Institute for Wirtschaftspädagogik.
Okay.
IWP for short.
Gotcha.
And they've got this whole passion as a tool philosophy that really caught my eye.
Interesting. So, how do you actually turn passion into a tool?
Right. Like, how do you take something that can be so, intangible and actually make it practical, make it work for you?
That's a great question. And I think that is what seems to make IWP so different. They're not just about teaching skills. They're about tapping into that inner drive we all have. IWP focuses on things like sales, leadership, communication, but with this really unique twist.
And all of this is from just their website, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty amazing what you can find just by poking around online these days.
Absolutely. Their website is our guide for this deep dive.
Good.
And it's fascinating. One of the things that really struck me was their emphasis on tailoring their training to individual needs.
They offer everything from these individual modules to full-blown courses. And they seem to be very flexible with a blend of digital and sustainable learning formats.
I've actually been trying to get better at online presentations, especially now that so much work is remote. It feels like those digital skills are just so essential these days.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm curious, what did you think about these learning modules they mentioned?
Those are pretty cool. Think of them like building blocks.
Okay.
You can pick and choose the modules that best fit what you're trying to do, and you can combine them to create this customized learning experience. It's almost like gamifying professional development.
That's a great analogy, like one of those meal kit services where you get to choose the ingredients you want and create something that's unique to you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, back to that passion as a tool thing.
Yeah.
How do they actually put this philosophy into action? So, from what I gathered from their website, it's woven into the fabric of their training programs. They believe by tapping into your passions, you can achieve really remarkable things.
Yeah.
Exceeding goals you might not have thought possible.
I could see how that would make a difference in how you approach learning. If you're really genuinely excited about something, you're more engaged, right? You're more motivated to push yourself.
Exactly. And it's not just some feel-good concept, There's tons of research out there on intrinsic motivation and how it leads to better performance and deeper understanding.
So it's almost like they're helping people unlock their potential by connecting them with their passions. Instead of forcing a square peg into a round hole, they're helping you discover what shape you actually are. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. It's a great way to put it. And to see how this approach works in practice, I think we should look at what their clients are saying.
Yeah.
They have this whole section on their website dedicated to client testimonials.
I love a good testimonial. I mean, that's where you get the real truth, the unfiltered truth, but whether something actually lives up to the hype.
Yeah.
So spill the tea. What are people saying about IWP?
Okay, well, for example, there's this company called Paul VAHLE GmbH make KG,
Okay.
a German engineering firm, and they raved about how IWP helped them create this more open feedback culture within their organization. They said it completely changed how their teams communicate.
That's huge, especially in a workplace setting. Sometimes, giving and receiving feedback can be so awkward.
Yeah.
Even when everybody has good intentions.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It seems like IWP is helping companies move beyond those communication barriers and create a more collaborative and constructive environment. Would you agree?
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one company. What about some others? Who else chimed in with good reviews?
Becton Dickinson, Roa Germany, GmbH, a medical technology company, highlighted how interactive the training is. They said that everyone felt comfortable sharing their thoughts and opinions. It wasn't just the lecture. It was a dynamic back and forth.
I could see how that would be so transformative.
Yeah.
Having that safe space to communicate openly.
Right.
It builds trust and it encourages people to participate more fully.
And you know what else?
What?
Karl Nolte Technik GmbH, a specialist in hydraulic and pneumatic systems.
Okay.
They praised IWP for helping their employees transition from internal to external roles.
Okay, now that is interesting. What does that even mean, though? Transitioning from an internal to external role?
Good question. It means taking employees who are used to working just within the company and making them comfortable and effective in roles that involve interacting with clients and partners outside the organization.
Oh, I see.
So it sounds like IWP is helping to bridge that gap.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm sure the skills you need to work with your colleagues internally are probably pretty different from what you need to build relationships with clients or negotiate deals.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And, if we think about the bigger picture, It shows how IWP is adapting to the evolving needs of the modern workplace. The business world is constantly changing, and they seem committed to providing training that remains relevant and impactful.
Okay, so we've got pretty good idea of what IWP does.
Yeah.
Their passion as a tool, philosophy, and some positive feedback from clients. But what are they actually teaching? Like, what kind of courses are they offering?
Well, they offer quite a range.
Okay.
But their website gives us a taste of some of the most popular ones. There's a series called Professional Selling.
Oh, okay.
It seems to be one of their, flagship programs.
Betting that one's all about teaching people how to close deals and become sales superstars.
You're probably right. They also have a course specifically on inside sales.
Okay.
It seems they're really diving deep into the specific skills and strategies needed for managing and maximizing sales within an organization.
And that has got to be crucial for any successful business, especially in today's market.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So what else? What else jumped out at you?
There's one called Confident Digital Presence. I think that speaks volumes about how IWP is recognizing the importance of navigating the digital world effectively.
Okay, now that is the course that I need. Think about how much business is happening online now.
For sure.
It's not just about having the technical skills. It's about knowing how to communicate confidently and effectively in a digital environment.
It seems IWP has definitely recognized that need and created a course to address it.
This is getting really interesting. What other courses did they mention?
Here's one that really caught my eye. It's called West Meets East. It focuses specifically on Chinese business culture.
Wow, that is fascinating. It shows they're thinking globally, preparing people to succeed in this diverse and interconnected world. What I'm hearing is that they're recognizing that communication and collaboration often require cultural sensitivity and understanding.
Absolutely. It speaks to how adaptable their approach is, recognizing that one size doesn't fit all in today's global business world.
Okay, so we've got sales, leadership, communication, cross-cultural training. It's a pretty impressive range of offerings.
It is. And remember, it's not just about the quantity of courses, but the quality.
Right.
IWP was featured on Training Industry's watch list for both 2023 and 2024 for sales training and enablement.
Hold on. Back up for a second. What exactly does that watch list recognition even mean?
It's a big deal. Training Industry is this globally recognized organization that analyzes and ranks training companies. To be on their watch list means that IWP is considered a top player in the industry. They're recognized for their innovative approaches and impactful programs.
So we're not just talking about any training institute.
Right.
We're talking about a highly respected organization with a unique philosophy and a proven track record of success.
Exactly. It seems IWP is doing something really special, and it's definitely worth exploring further.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of part 1 of our deep dive into IWP. Join us in part 2, where we'll delve deeper into the impact IWP is having and how their passion as a tool, philosophy, is translating into real, tangible results for their clients.
It gets even more interesting.